Hello. Hold on a second. There. Yeah. Sorry. A little. My bed's all slanty because I'm just. There. I need to fix everything. Rearrange some stuff. Anyway, so the one movie I want to talk about real quick is A Perfect World. I'm not exactly sure where they would. I think it came up in conversation in the film or something or other. But basically, it's a really good film. It's that film that kind of sticks with you. Like, you remember, like, the entire thing. I remember seeing this, like, maybe three-ish times, two, three-ish times on television. And I think I might have rented it once, maybe twice in the past, like, 30 years, something like that. But anyway, it's very memorable. Now, this film has Kevin Costner and Clint Eastwood. Now, don't let the names like, oh my god, a Clint Eastwood film. It's Clint Eastwood plays more of a side character in this. He's not crucial to the plot. He's one of the more main sider characters. This is more a Kevin Costner film than it is a Clint Eastwood film. Let me explain. So Kevin Costner and some asshole, I forget what actor it is, but they, they escape prison, together, and they come across this one, um, not farmhouse, but like one, the house in the middle of a property, and they do a house invasion, but they're not mean. It's been interesting to have like the kind, um, bad guys, robbers and such, but they kidnap the kid, but they don't do it mean. They kind of just tell him, "Come with us, do this, that." They don't threaten him or anything, but they do threaten the guy. Kevin Costner says, "Okay, I'm going to go do something real quick. I'm going to get get something." He's going to go off and do something. He has to leave the kid alone with the asshole in the car, and he tells the kid, "Here, hold this gun on him, and if he moves, shoot him." But the guy manages to get the gun from him, almost enlists the kid. Kid scratches him, escapes into like the cornfield or the tall grass or something like that. The guy runs after him and then meets Kevin Costner where he shoots him in the face. So the guy is dead. So he's out of the film by the 20-minute mark. So you don't have to deal with his ass anymore. So now with the rest of the film, it's basically this um, a buddy traveling film pretty much between the Kevin Costner and the kid. So they get to um, well, they don't really go anywhere per se, but they get this car. They do trick or treat because the kid is agnostic. I forget what the hell it's called, but it's basically they don't celebrate holidays or anything like that. So he missed Halloween, and so they do trick or treat slash hold up a mom at her doorstep to kind of give him not candy because Halloween's over, but to give them like bologna and bread and stuff with mustard with no butter knife, so they have to use rather a bit ingeniously the sticks of bubblegum foil wrappers, to use to help spread the mustard on the bread. And the kid has this rather nice adventure. Um, Reminds me of another film which I'll get to, and they do this even this one sequence where the kid's on the roof, you know, trying to riding along in the car in the roof rack, having a good time because he's never been on a roller coaster. He's never been to the carnival. Anyway, so all that buddy cop driving around is going on. The state marshal and all that, which is where Clint Eastwood's character comes in, and saying we gotta find this guy, and they're a bit inept. Whatever, they go driving around in a trailer that was meant for the mayor during his not inauguration, but like trying to sell himself. He goes from city to city. So they're using that, and there's not a whole lot of Clint Eastwood in here. He's barely in it. So don't go into this film thinking, oh, it's a Clint Eastwood film, so clearly it's gonna be like really awesome. It's like no, the scenes he's in, which are few, are good scenes. He acts really well. he still comes off as what you would standardly think of a Clint Eastwood film. So, and yeah, I won't spoil the ending for you, but it's it's a standard drama ending, but it's good. It's good nonetheless. I say pick this up. Now, this reminds me of, I forget what it's called. I'll try to find it. But there's these two criminals, and it kind of reminds me a lot more of All Dogs Go to Heaven. Because there's you have the grumpier character and you have the more nicer, jolly character, you know, bad guys, and they're just out. They're just out and about. They're not causing a crime or anything. They're just out and about, and they get some ice cream, and the grumpier guy who's driving doesn't like it, so he tosses the ice cream out the window, and it hits a passing motorcycle cop. The motorcycle cop stops and says, "Is this your ice cream cone, sir?" He goes, "Yeah, I didn't want it." He says, "You could have just thrown it away in the trash can." "Yes, I probably should have done that." And that's when they notice that there was a kid in the back seat, and they both turn around, and it's like, "Who is this kid?" And it's like, "Yes, officer, we should have given it to the kid, yes," or something like that. I remember, and she's kind of just runs away, just gets into their back seat while they're out. Then when they come back, she kind of just hitches a ride with them, and they kind of have to take care of her because they don't know who her parents are. She's not really telling, and she says she just doesn't want to be at home right now. I think she just needs like a break or something. So anyway, they take her back to their house, and they boil up some water in a big pot, and they pour it into the bathtub for her so she can take a bath. And while they talk and scheme of what the hell do we do, and they get surrounded by the cops. Somehow the cops find them, and I think it was this really funny moment where they put a blindfold on the girl because they don't want the cops to scare her, right? Because everyone has their guns pointed at them, and they're saying, "All right, we'll bring the kid out, but don't." But she has to be blindfolded, and no one say a word. Everyone be quiet. So it's funny to have her come out in this blindfold with like a toy sword or something, and the jolly guy's telling her about dragons, and she's there hitting bushes while he's carrying her around and around the cops. You know, and the cops are trying to be there, standing by their cars, like trying to be real silent, not to scare the kid. So she's there, and she's like, saying, "Yay, we dragons," and smacking them. So then they get past her, and eventually the police do apprehend them. She sees them getting put in the back of the squad car. I don't think anyone's really explaining this to them, to her, very well. And they get driven off. That she goes back to her parents, and that's kind of it. But it was an interesting film. I really liked it, which kind of reminds me of this. How Kevin Costner treats this kid. He doesn't yell at him. I don't think the drunk crumpier guy does that. I don't think, but it was a really nice film where you see that some people who do rob banks and stuff are not apparently all bad. Apparently, so that's why I like these. It doesn't have to be a superhero film. It could still be a drama. All right, that's it for me. Take care, and as always, see you at the movies. Bye.